Okay. I'm just trying to, okay, let's see if this works. Nothing like technological difficulties, right? So,
Just it's a Monday.
yeah, it is a Monday. Okay, so everyone here, just to let you know, I'm a mentor for Seven Eagle, and just to let you know, it's a little past 9 o'clock, and hopefully my coffee kicked in on the West Coast. So I've been in talent acquisition and HR on the civilian side for over 15 years, had my own recruitment agency in Australia, and I have worked with everything from startups to Big Four and Fortune 500, getting people hired into such organizations as the ones that you see on your screen. Um, this is definitely an honor for me helping out veterans. I think that um, for all of you, one of the great opportunities I had in my life was going coast to coast, as well as from the Azore Islands to Incirlik Air Base, working with Marvel Entertainment, suiting up as various different superheroes for them. And while I was there, I was visiting the troops and the families overseas and shared with them a quote that Marvel then adopted, which was, "You don't need to wear spandex and primary colors to be a superhero." A lot of superheroes wear colors that blend into the countryside and are also uniforms that we recognize as nurses, doctors, firemen, policemen. So, on behalf of the Marvel Universe, I would tell everyone, you are superheroes in our book. Now, I know that finding a job is a challenge. You get information when you're coming out of the military, and it's just like getting picked up by the helicopter and dropped in what you thought was going to be home, but it doesn't feel like Kansas. Problem is that the natives don't necessarily speak anything that they recognize in your language other than hello, goodbye, and the usual "thank you so much for your service," which is then followed by silence. And the reason for that is that on your resume, you have titles that they just don't understand. They don't know how to take that information and put it into their minds as to what that means to them. So here are some suggestions. What you need to do is figure out, okay, my title in the military was what? And what is the civilian equivalent to that? Now, I feel that as military members, you are determined, you are disciplined, you are adaptable, you are accountable, you are efficient, you are mission focused, and there's a lot of great leadership skills. That's hard to sometimes translate, particularly when the gatekeeper can't get past your title. The other thing is that you may have Army, Navy, Space Force, Coast Guard. The issue is that, again, you are labeling yourself, hey, I'm military, I'm a soldier. That's kind of like a student coming out of college and saying, like, hey, I'm a student. But we want to hire professionals and we want to hire people that we can say, yes, I can see this person stepping into this role. So you need to spoon feed them. You need to provide them information that they're going to understand. And guess what? You worked for the largest employer in the entire United States, the US government. So also consider that the company you were working for was not necessarily Army or Navy. You were working for the US government. Again, that is much more palpable for your average civilian recruiter to understand. The other thing is also, how are you presenting yourself? Perception is 100% here. If you are showing yourself on LinkedIn, for example, in your uniform, that looks great. That looks awesome. And you jumping out of a helicopter, with your buddies, that looks really cool. Again, your average civilian will look at that and say, that's awesome. Thank you so much for your service. Silence. So you need to present yourself as to someone that they can see in the office. And while they appreciate you, this is what they understand better. Show yourself, hey, I'm a friendly, collaborative team player here, and this is, my jam. Okay, maybe you are a cybersecurity specialist. They understand those kind of titles. The other thing, and it was sort of brought up before by Ernest, is the reader killers. Long paragraphs, endless bullet points, those are just long paragraphs with dots in front of them and everything looking monochromatic, that your resume does not have any sort of shape to it whatsoever. It's just very much a block. I'm going to show you an example here. Don't worry about what the material is that I'm showing, but just how it is seen. Your average recruiter will look at that and go, oh, crap, I got to read all that? Maybe I'll read it later, which is a good chance they'll never look at it again. So if you have longer paragraphs, turn it into shorter ones, particularly if you have a summary section, turn it into two short paragraphs, not three, not four, two short paragraphs, because you need to get that information to be much more concise. The other thing is that with the endless bullet points, divide it up into, hey, this is my responsibilities, but these are my achievements. That's easier also to understand. And when you look at this one here, you'll notice that some things are in bold. On a resume, put some things in bold. We love numbers. We like thousands. They're okay. We like millions, but we love billions. And some of you have handled equipment that is pretty expensive stuff. Okay. So is there a way to express that? I was responsible for worth what? Okay. The other thing is, do not put down any information that someone can use to discriminate against you. It's also personal information. No one needs to know it. Has nothing to do with you doing your job. This could be everything from ageism. This could be everything from being a parent, believe it or not. And these are the things that are really going to be a negative. Also, don't put a picture. I've seen an office manager sit with a bunch of receptionists looking at executive assistant resumes, and a couple of them had pictures. And in the eye of the beholder, beauty and also jealousy, you know, it's not worth it. Okay. And also, you're not being hired on your looks. You should be hired for what you're able to do. Now, a lot of you have open to, and I bet you it's been up for a while. Here's a little secret. Every weekend, you take it down. And before Monday comes, or at the latest Monday morning, you put it back up. Why? Because if anyone has the license, LinkedIn Recruiter, in their license, they're going to have this bell. And that bell will have 1, 2, 3, 12 notifications. And it will say, Chris, Juliet, Kylie, they're open to work. And you know what? You can do that every single week. That way you're hitting that bell every week and reminding them, hey, I'm here, because maybe they didn't see you before. Maybe they were already partway through their project that they put together on LinkedIn of candidates. But now you're like saying, I'm here, almost done. So just to let everyone know, I put together a course. It is the complete roadmap from A to Z, everything from figuring out what your dream life is, your dream job is, all the way including templates, bi-weekly Q&A, live Q&A meetings. And this is something I'm selling to the civilian world, and the value of it conservatively is about $1,500. But here's the thing. I spoke with Jordy, spoke with Ernest, and what I'm doing is this. I'm collaborating, partnering with Seven Eagle Group, and I'm offering a Veteran Career Transition Access Grant. I'm going to be providing a link. It is going to be a link that will be open for 24 hours for every member of Seven Eagle Group. And this will give you a year's access to the entire course for free, because I believe you guys have all done enough. And I want you to be empowered, and I want you to be happy. And like Chris Davis said, I want you to be able to spend time with your loved ones. My last note is this: connect with me on LinkedIn. I have nearly 12,000 first connections. My second level connections are 2.5 million. My third level is over 1 billion. This will definitely help you boost up your network, meaning that right away, your third level connections will be over 2.5 million. When you go to LinkedIn and you find me, you will see follow, but you'll also see the more button. Click the more button and hit connect, and I will accept you. Okay. So I want to thank everyone. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. I know I uh, ran through this pretty quickly, and hopefully I can make a difference in your life. And you know what? This is not charity. This is honestly recognition for everything that you've done. And as a civilian, I so appreciate it. And I don't think you guys hear enough about it. And you also aren't given enough. And so that's something that I'd like to do. And Chris, you had a question.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard that technique about taking your open to work off and then putting it back on. Does it actually does it like actually kick something in with LinkedIn to like make you kind of pop up like as like a more recent looking to work?
So, so what happens is this, it's for 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn. That means that they are looking through LinkedIn and looking for candidates. They have projects. And within those projects, if you were open to work, that means you're the low hanging fruit. You're telling people, hey, I'm available to be hired. The only problem is that they may have a project that has a ton of folks in it, and they've already gone through a bunch of them, and they have people already in the pipeline of interviews. Now, it doesn't mean that all those individuals are going to be great. And it could be that those individuals are not good enough for the hiring manager. So they're going to be going back to that project. And if every week you're ringing that bell, they're going to look at their notifications and they're going to say, oh, Chris Banzet Jr., let me take a look at his profile because he's available and he's in that project that I'm still trying to fill. That's what it does because a lot of people, they put up their notification months ago and they're just sort of sitting there and they're hoping that someone comes across their profile and says, oh, they're open to work. Great, fantastic. But maybe they're not hiring at that point. They just come across your profile. This way, you're actually notifying them. The other thing, too, I would say is that when you're on LinkedIn, yeah, you can post your own notifications, post your own material. You can also use other people's material and repost it. That also gets the algorithms going. Also, commenting, hitting like on people's posts. So while you're showing support for other individuals, you're also getting the algorithms to start looking at you more so that your profile actually starts to pop up more often. So, any other questions?
Yeah, Taya, I am so sorry for the mix up again. I'm gonna if you guys want to go to lunch, go ahead, go back and be back in time for the check-in. It closes at 2 p.m. But I'm sure Taya will stay around for a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions for him, you can go ahead.
Yep. Feel free to ask me any questions. Feel free to connect with me. Feel free, once you connect with me, ask me questions on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, 100%. We'll
and
have to
I'll probably be putting up the link in the first or second week of the new year because right now a lot of people are focused on the holidays and I don't want people to miss out.
Thank you so much. I didn't even know you were
Mister,
doing that.
I'm so sorry, but you did say that you had something for free. I missed what you meant by is it a program or like a guide, or I'm not really sure.
So so I've put together a online course, okay, that encompasses over 15 years of global talent acquisition experience, everything from startups to Fortune 500, Big Four, a lot of household name companies. I've gotten thousands of people hired into, and it's really a roadmap from A to Z, everything from figuring out what your dream life is, what your dream job is, to interviews, negotiation, how to prepare for an interview, how to understand what are some of the questions that are going to be asked, and honestly, empower you to really get on the course of your career path towards your dream job. So that is what I'm going to be offering for free to every member of Seven Eagle Group. And it will be a link that will be open for 24 hours. And I'll be in communication with Seven Eagle Group, with Jordy, with Ernest, with Kylie in regard to when that link will go up so that there'll be plenty of time to know, like, that's when it's happening. And in this way, you will have a whole year access to the course, to the templates, to the live Q&A meetings. And there you go. Does that answer?
Yes, yes, thank you so much. So how long is that going to be? Like, how long does it take? Is it a self-paced or is it a weekly meeting
It's a
or
self-pace. It's a
self-paced?
self-pace.
Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Great question. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I will let you all go. I'm sure we'll have you on again soon, Taya, to make up for today. So thank
No
you so much
worries.
for the opportunity, and it was good chatting with you, even if it was just for a couple minutes.
No worries, Kylie. And I believe you guys go back on the second week of January, right?
Yep, correct.
I will definitely be there.
Okay, yeah. We'll get a chat going with you and I and Jordy and see when we can get you on to make up for it.
No worries. No worries. Thank you, everyone, and happy holidays.